Hello everyone and welcome back to Potty Play Entertainment. My name is Chris and in case you don't know, I review movies and I rank them on a scale of 0 to 100 in increments of 5. Today, finally, I've been looking forward to this movie for so long. We are going to be talking about Wrath of Man. Now, anybody who's been following my channel for a while, you know that I am an enormous Jason Statham fan. I love the guy. I've seen like 30 of his movies, I think. I'm a huge fan of Jason Statham. I mean, who doesn't love some Transporter? Am I right? The Transporter's great. I really like Jason Statham, and I always tell people that if I ever get married, I want Jason Statham to officiate my wedding. Jason Statham, if you're watching this video, please officiate my wedding. It takes like 5 minutes to get ordained. Just do it. Anyways. So I was really looking forward to this movie because I really look forward to anything that comes out with Jason Statham. But I was looking forward to this especially because this was directed by Guy Ritchie. Now, Jason Statham's best movies were made with director Guy Ritchie. The thing is, though, is that this is the first one that I'm pretty sure. This is the first one he's made with Guy Ritchie where he was the leading role. You can fact check me on that, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Where he had the leading role. He made Snatch with him. And which you can argue had the lead role. He pretty much did have the leading role in that movie. So, alright. And he also made Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels with him. Now, I have not seen that movie because I can't find a copy of it anywhere. And I'm probably going to end up ordering it at some point. I've been looking for it for forever. I haven't been able to find it. So I haven't seen it. But I'll get around to seeing it at some point. And those are two movies that people really like. I like Snatch. I thought it was pretty good. I didn't love it, but I thought it was a really good movie. And that's essentially what I felt about this movie. I liked this movie. I really liked it, but I didn't love it. And I wanted to really love it. So I left the theater kind of disappointed, but overall satisfied, but not totally satisfied. But let's go ahead and talk about some more about the movie. So it stars Jason Statham, Holt McCallany, Josh Hartnett, Jeffrey Donovan, and Scott Eastwood. It was directed by Guy Ritchie, and it was produced by Andrew Golov, Bob Osher, and Joshua Thorne. And this movie tells the story of a guy, played by Jason Statham, who joins a money moving company where they put him in these armored trucks and they transport money. And the truck company that he works for keeps getting robbed. And so he's trying to get to the bottom of this, and then as the movie goes on, you find out more about his character and more about what's going on. This movie had a lot of surprises and reveals in it, which is always good. Jason Statham is also in his element in this movie. He was great in this movie. This was definitely one of his better movies for sure. This is probably like one of his top 5 best movies. This was one of his better films, and this was one of his better performances as well. I still say his best performance came from Redemption, but this was still a really good performance from Statham. I also liked how his character wasn't invincible. Even though as much as I love the Transporter, he was invincible in that movie. He's not invincible in this one. He can actually get hurt, and he does get hurt. He gets covered in blood, and it's really good. Even though he kicks butt. He kicks a lot of butt, and he is just as powerful as he can be, but he's not as powerful as he is in some of his other stuff. The cinematography is gorgeous as well. I loved the camera work in this movie. The camera work was so good. I loved how the camera followed them around and moved you into and immersed you into this film. The entire opening scene is fantastic. It was all done in one take, and it makes you feel like you're actually there. The gunfights are great. They don't exactly compare to, that one scene from Heat, but they are really good gunfights. And throughout this movie, I had a lot of, questions. I kept thinking, this guy's underreacting to this, or this guy is being over dramatic, or something like that. And then they would always explain it to me, and I'd be like, oh, this is why they were acting that way, which was good. Sometimes I would think, Jason Statham is playing a real tough guy here when he should be panicking a little bit. But then they explain why he's not, reacting as harshly to things as you would think, and then it makes sense. The line delivery was really cool too. Jason Statham has this one awesome line in the movie. Now, if you've seen the trailers, you know that Post Malone is in this movie. When he has this encounter with Post Malone, he delivers this really funny line. I'm not going to spoil it, and I can't even say it on this channel because this is family friendly. I don't say things like that, what he said in these videos, but what he said was pretty awesome. And it is really funny. The first act of this movie is really, really funny. There was a surprisingly amount of good humor incorporated in this movie, which I really like. But it was just the first act, not the second or third, just the first act, which was kind of odd. Now let's get into my cons with this. So my biggest con with this movie was the second act of this movie. The second act of this movie drags, and it brings the movie to a screeching halt. The first act of this movie was perfect. It was everything I wanted it to be. I was sitting there thinking, yes, this is a 10 out of 10. This is amazing. And then the second act came and just took all of that and went. The second act was not good. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. The second act gives you all of the background information you need. The first act sets up everything, and then the second act explains everything you just saw. It gives you the background story to everything you just saw. And then the third act is amazing. But that second act just... it just ruined the pacing entirely. I really did not like the second act of this movie. It went on for way too long. It could have been cut down significantly. Yeah, the second act of this movie is not good. It's really not good. I also didn't like the ending very much. The ending was very quick. And it kind of just felt like it was there to wrap the movie up and get it over with. I was really disappointed. I don't like it when the ending of a movie... I had the same problem with like the Death Wish reboot. It's just that I want more confrontation between our hero and our villain. But it just wraps up just like that. Like, it's just over. And I'm like... I wanted more, maybe like a fight scene or something, like, but no, you don't get that. And also the poster confuses me. He's wearing a suit in the poster. I don't remember him ever wearing that suit in the movie. Why is he wearing it in the poster? It's really weird. But overall, I did really like this movie. But I was disappointed by it. I wanted to really love this movie. I wanted a really great movie, but instead I just got a pretty good movie. And that was disappointing. I think a lot of people felt the same way about Jurassic World. Jurassic World was a movie where people wanted to really love it, and they wanted it to be really great, but instead it was just pretty good to them. That's essentially what this was to me. I had higher expectations for this, and it didn't deliver. But I did really like it, and I do recommend going to see it and buying a ticket and supporting these filmmakers. It is a really good movie. It's just not what I wanted. It's not as good as I wanted it to be. So I'm kind of disappointed, but it was good. I enjoyed it. I definitely recommend going to see the movie. I am going to give Wrath of Man an 80. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to Potted Player Entertainment for more. Hit the like button. Leave movie review suggestions down in the comments down below. Follow me on Instagram and Tumblr at Potted Player Entertainment for channel updates and written movie reviews. And much love. I'm Jason Statham.